Ebola is what scientists call a hemorrhagic fever. It operates by making its victims bleed from almost anywhere on their body. Usually, victims bleed to death from Ebola. Ebola is highly contagious, being transmitted via contact with body fluids such as blood, saliva, semen or body discharges. Ebola is not airborne. About 60 to 90% of people that catch Ebola will die from it. It's one of the deadliest diseases in the world, killing in a few weeks. This is a sad part. Ebola has no known cure, but victims can be treated for symptoms and have been known to recover with intensive care. Ebola is contagious by 3 major ways. If you don't fall in these 3 categories, you are unlikely to catch it. Number 1. Contact with body fluids of someone who is visibly sick with the disease. Remember, Ebola is not airborne. Number 2. Contact with the body of someone who has died from Ebola. That means the dead bodies are still contagious. Number 3. Contact with an animal that is carrying the virus, usually fruit bats and monkeys. The symptoms generally take 2 to 21 days to become apparent. The symptoms are deceptively general, tending to look a lot like malaria or a flu. The first and most important thing is a high and sudden fever plus any of these other 3 signs. There are a few things to protect yourself and your family. Don't mess around with this advice. Remember, Ebola has no cure. Wash your hands with soap and water. Do this a lot. You can also use a good hand sanitizer. Avoid unnecessary contact. The virus cannot survive disinfectants, heat, direct sunlight, detergents and soaps. Clean up. You might want to fumigate if you have pests. Report any suspicious symptoms in yourself or anyone else immediately you notice them. Don't delay. Use protective gear if you must care or go near someone you suspect has Ebola. Also, dead bodies can still transmit Ebola. Don't touch them without protective gear or avoid them altogether. Tell your neighbors, colleagues and domestic staff. You're safer when everyone is educated about Ebola. Some animals are reservoirs of the virus. It might be better to restrict yourself to food you prepared yourself. Don't believe false information. Many false claims are going round now. Be careful. John G. Lake was a great man of God, but he died before Ebola was discovered. How could he have cured it? Faith without works is dead. Pray but protect yourself. No one has been cured or protected from Ebola by taking bitter cola. If you feel like bitter cola, eat it but protect yourself. Salt and hot water don't protect against viruses. If it did, it would also cure HIV. Spread the word. We're all safer when more people know about this, so please share this. Follow us on YouTube, smashing top 5. Learn new things every day.